IHSA football family. It is time now for Coach Big Pete's Games of the Weeks for Week 5, 2023. Again, my name is Coach Big Pete, a.k.a. PLR, but DeepDishFootball.com. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, also on TikTok as well. And again, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. And again, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Please, if you like my work, I'm taking no donations, no tips right now, none. Please send the donations and tips to St. Jude's Children's Hospital, as St. Jude Children's Hospital does a wonderful job, especially with families that can't afford treatments. Make sure you check it out. The link is on the bottom for St. Jude's. Again, as always, and I have to do this every week now. Again, for your stats, I need those stats for nominations for Player of the Night in the state of Illinois, for Hog Offensive Line Unit of the Night. Please let me know. Again, if there's any big game stats that your offensive line had or a player had, please let me know. I don't need the exact yardage, don't need it, but how many touchdowns or interceptions or sacks. Please let me know so I can cross-reference with a coach, and you can nominate your player for the Player of the Night. And again, after the nominations are done, I'm still taking stats for my Sunday conclusion article to highlight the best players' performances in the state of Illinois. Please let me know. Again, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com, or you can direct message me on Twitter at coachbigpete or at deepdishfb, which is the Deep Dish Football thing on Twitter. So please check it out. And again, Deep Dish Football Live is Wednesday, 6 p.m. today. Thursday, DuPage Run Shoot show with me and my co-host Patrick Codo. Make sure you follow me and Mr. Codo and the DuPage Run Shoot show on Twitter and Facebook. Then Saturday, 9 a.m., as always, is breakfast with Coach Big Pete as we go through the scores of Friday night. And again, as always, my email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. I have to keep reminding people, coachbigpetefp@gmail.com, not coachbigpete@gmail, coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Now, we get into one of the most craziest weeks in the state of Illinois high school football. Week 5 is here. Chaos assumes. And again, why are you saying that? Well, for some reason, we have a lot of one-loss teams and zero-win teams that actually turn it on, and they go on a little bit of a winning streak. So this is a crazy week, and these are games that some of the games where you could say, well, that's a 1-3 team or an 0-4 team going against each other. Doesn't really matter. It does, because we've seen a lot of craziness happen. So you're gonna see a lot of 1-win teams get that second win. They're 2-3, and they just go on a complete win streak, and they make it to the IHSA playoffs. And again, the IHSA Football Grim Reaper is here. A lot of 0-4 teams, when they get to that 5 loss, they don't qualify for the playoffs. So we will see. Again, yes, there might be some 4-win teams that might get into the playoffs this year, like last year. But again, we've seen a lot of crazy things happen. But again, this is one of those weeks where just pure chaos. Absolutely pure chaos, and especially with defenses and offensive lines. For some weird reason, offensive lines that haven't been able to grasp or turn it on in the first 4 weeks, they go absolutely berserk this week, and they get ready and they kick ass. Defenses, they start stopping they stop making some major stops against the offense of visiting or against other home teams, and they just turn it on. It's the ignition week, I would say, for Week 5 for a lot of teams. They have a lot of losing records. So Week 5 is a crazy week. So let's get ready. All right, so we get into the Deep Dish Football games Coach Big Pete games of the week for deepdishfootball.com, and make sure you visit deepdishfootball.com as well. And we go down IHSAfootball.com. Make sure you check out IHSAfootball.com. It's a brand new website this year. IHSA did a wonderful job. IHSAfootball.com, and I think it's one of the better ideas that IHSA came up with. So check it out, IHSAfootball.com. All right, so we go down to the games of the weekend. Again, this Thursday, not that many games, which I'm happy to see. Last week was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how many great Thursday games there were, but not that much this for week 5. But again, it's one of those pure craziness. And 13 games on Thursday. Glenbard West takes on Leiden. I think that's out of the bigger schools. That's another thing. TF South plays Bremen for Thursday. Fenton and Larkin. Most of the Chicago Prosser versus Kennedy. Prosser versus Kennedy is going to be a big CPS game. Prosser 3-1, Kennedy 3-1. That's going to be a big CPS game that you got to keep an eye out for. Dunbar's 4-0, by the way. Just to let you guys know, they got one on the forfeit. So congratulations to Dunbar on that win. Let's go down. All right. Addison Trail takes on Proviso West. Addison Trail's got a great shot at getting to that 3-2 mark, which is a good thing for Addison Trail. Athens takes on Williamsville in the Sagamore Conference, which is always a big game. It's going to be even huge because Athens now is rocking a 4-0 conference against Williamsville, who's 3-1. The Williamsville Bullets, I really like. Keep an eye out for the offensive line of Williamsville going against the Athens defensive line. That's going to be a huge matchup this game that you want to keep an eye out for. Althoff Catholic 3-1. Again, looking really good so far. Tough loss last week. I think it was last week. So definitely another team that you want to keep a close eye on for. And as Weatherfield takes on Abingdon Avon. Abingdon Avon's 0-4. So again, another game that Adam Wethersfield should get that W with. Let's go down some more. Cumberland takes on Arthur Lovington Ala. And again, Cumberland's 3-1. Ala's 4-0. Ala's looking great this season. Again, the Ala, I think it's the Knights, are rolling pretty well. Again, they lost their top player last year to graduation. And again, they found a way to bounce back, and they've been spreading the ball around. So congratulations to Ala getting to that 4-0. They take on a tough Cumberland team, so another game to check out. Let's go down some more. South Elgin takes on Roar East. Can Roar East get the big upset against the South Elgin team? It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Next big game in the Duquesne Conference, because Duquesne, for some reason, always has a big game every week. Wheaton North takes on Batavia. Again, Batavia's 3-1. Wheaton North 3-1. Wheaton North got the big win over the big one. Oh, who's it? It's going to kill me. I think it was last week. Screw it. Sorry about that. Batavia versus the Wheaton North. It's going to be a big game in Duquesne. I think that's going to be the last challenge till Batavia plays Geneva. I see those are the only two left challenges that Batavia has. Wheaton North and Geneva. So we will see what happens with the Batavia. Got the big win over St. Charles North last week. So again, another interesting game in the Duquesne Conference. Bismarck Henning takes on Salt Fork. Another big time small school game in 2A. Especially Bismarck Henning. Again, keep an eye out for Bismarck Henning's running back. He's a star in the making. Keep an eye out for him. Buffalo Grove takes on Hersey 4-0. Again, the big thing is, can Buffalo Grove stop Hersey's offense? Can they put a stop to Colton Gamino and Farrell at tight end as well? That's going to be another interesting game as Buffalo Grove takes on Hersey. And again, with Hersey, the big thing for Hersey that I am seeing right now overall is their defense. Their defense is very impressive. So it's good to see. And again, definitely Coach Nelson's doing a wonderful job with the Hersey Huskies. Oakwood's 4-0 as well. Cesar Valier rocking 4-0. Got that big win over Carmery White last week. Camp Point Central takes on Brown County, but I really think Camp Point Central's got that W in the bag. They're looking really good again this year for Camp Point Central. Cary Grove takes on Prairie Ridge. Big Fox Valley battle. This is the Fox Valley battle. I hate to say it, but it's starting to seem like the Fox Valley championship game almost. With Cary Grove, and the big thing for that I've seen from Cary Grove is their offensive line. Cary Grove's offensive line has been very impressive. So much impressive, better than last year. Overall, all blocking. They're finishing off their blocks. This is going to be an impressive game as they take on the Prairie Ridge Wolves. Again, that's rocking 4-0. I'm telling you right now, this is a big-time game, people. Keep an eye out for this game, but this is a big game in the state of Illinois. Chicago Hope Academy takes on Chicago Christian. Chicago Hope Academy got the big win last week against Wheaton Academy. Chicago Christian lost to Marion Central Catholic. They got to bounce back quick. Can they get the upset against this tough Chicago Hope Academy team that sent shockwaves with that big win over Wheaton Academy? Effingham takes on Charleston. Charleston suffered a tough loss last week to Mount Hood Seymour. Can they bounce back and get the big win over Effingham and get to 4-1? We will see. And it's a great story. Charleston's a great story, by the way. Burlington Central Illinois High School. They take on McHenry. Can they get to 3-2 over a McHenry team that's 0-4? We will see. Let's go down some more. Johnson Prep taking on Calais Mira. Johnson Prep right now is 3-1. Keep an eye out for Johnson Prep. They have a very talented team in Chicago. Mount Carmel takes on Carmel. That's the big Chicago Catholic League game. With the Carmel Corsairs rocking a 4-0 record, taking on Mount Carmel, it's rocking a 4-0 record again. 5A versus 7A, and again, we're talking about Carmel Catholic. Unbelievable season so far. Their defense has been absolute shutdown. The big thing against this Mount Carmel thing is, again, can they force the Caravan into mistakes? That's going to be a huge question mark in this Chicago Catholic matchup. Or Chicago Catholic League, ESCC. I got emails. I know people bitching and complaining. It's the Chicago Catholic League. Come on. Cole City takes on Piatone. Can Piatone bounce back and get the big win and get Cole City their second loss of the season? We will see again. So, yeah. Make sure you check out IHSA Football.com. Oh, this is a big one. Crete-Monee 2-2. They're bouncing back quickly. They're taking on a Riverside Brookfield team that got absolutely demolished by Kankakee. Riverside Brookfield now is 3-1. Crete-Monee 2-2. Can Crete-Monee bounce back and not bounce back, but can they continue their success and get to 3-2 over a tough Riverside Brookfield team? We will see. Crystal Lake South takes on Crystal Lake Central, and again, both teams 2-2. Both teams need this win. This is going to be a very key battle to keep an eye out for in the Fox Valley Conference. Okay. Bennett De La Salle, another, again, Chicago Catholic. Two teams, 2-2. And De La Salle, they had an explosion the first two games, and then absolutely blew up after that. They're taking on a Bennett team that, again, that's looking quite impressive. This is a key matchup for both teams, especially when we look into the playoff points calculator. Naperville North takes on the Kelb. The Kelb got the big one last week. Can Naperville North bounce back after a tough loss last week? Can he get to 3-2? Eureka takes on Dare Creek. And again, Eureka needs this win, and Dare Creek is a tough team. Keep an eye out for Tice Elburn of Dare Creek Mackinac. So he's a hell of a player to keep an eye out for. DePaul takes on Providence. Again, battles of 2-2. That's what's key in this 5-week conference. Fifth week of IHSA football. DGN takes on OPRF. I think DGN's going to get that. Going down. Quincy versus United, another interesting game. Can United get that big upset against Quincy? It's rocking a 4-0 record. Quincy's looking really good, by the way. The Quincy Blue Devil team is looking very good. That offense is something special. El Paso Gridley takes on Tri-Valley. Tri-Valley, they're the juggernaut in 2A. Can El Paso Gridley get the big time upset? And again, El Paso Gridley, Cameron Schamacher is a player that you got to keep an eye out for. Evergreen Park takes on Richards. 3-1 Evergreen Park. Richards 2-2. Great bounce back game for Richards to get to 3-2. Again, the big thing is going to be defense against this Evergreen Park offense. And Richards always brings the lumber, so definitely a thing that you got to keep an eye out for. Fairfield, can they bounce back over a Carmi-White County team that's 3-1 that lost last week? Fairfield's 1-3 in this Black Diamond Conference. Definitely a game you got to keep an eye out for. Flora takes on Johnston City. Johnston City's 4-0. Flora's 3-1. Wow. Talk about a big-time game right there. Geneseo 4-0. They're taking on Galesburg. I think they're going to get that W and they're going to get the 5 wins. Not that big of a surprise. Right. Gibson City 3-1. I forgot to shout out. Big shout out to Gibson City. Geneva takes on Glenbard North. I think Geneva's got that in the bag. Glenbard South takes on Bartlett. That's 2-2. Again, I think the big thing for Glenbard South is that they only have 2 major challenges left in their schedule: South Elgin and Glenbard East. And I just don't see Glenbard South really losing any other games besides South Elgin. But we will see. I know I'm going to get a lot of crap for that, but this Glenbard South team is looking really good. Definitely a team that you got to check out for. Bartlett, they got the big win last week. Can they get the big time upset against Glenbard South? Deerfield 3-1. They suffered their first loss as well. They take on a Glenbrook North team that's always hungry. Let's go down some more. Pana takes on Greenville. The Greenville Comets, and again 4-0. 2 4-0 teams. The Pana team is looking really impressive, everyone. I really like this Pana team. This Greenville team is another special team. They got size on their lines. This is a big-time game that you got to check out for. Rushville Industry is another interesting one-win team. Again, Rushville's Industry's offensive line has been able to turn it on last week. Their offensive line had an unbelievable game. Record amount of rush yardage that they got. This is going to be an interesting team to keep an eye out for in the coming weeks. Let's see. What else? Maine West takes on Highland Park. And Highland Park, the quarterback, Fiftner, he had a great game last week. He's someone to keep an eye out for at the quarterback of Highland Park. Hillcrest takes on Eisenhower. Big time rivalry game that you got to keep an eye out for. Very interesting with what happened with Hillcrest the first 2 games and their ability to bounce back. First game to bounce back. They take on a tough Eisenhower team. That's definitely a game to check out for as well. Hoffman Estates Palatine, another interesting game. The Palatine Pirates, they need this win. Hoffman Estates looks great with Matt Lawson. Definitely a game to check out. IC takes on Marist. IC, if they get this win, they're going to be handing Marist a 1-4 record. And Marist is a little bit of a downtick. So we will see what happens in that action. All right, let's go down some more. Jacksonville takes on Peoria Notre Dame. I really like this game. Jacksonville needs a win bad. They need a win bad. This Peoria Notre Dame team is looking good. Definitely a big game to keep an eye out for. Also, Normal versus Bloomington. Normal Community versus Bloomington High School. Bloomington's only got 1 loss. Normal Community is unbelievable at 4-0. You talk about a big-time rivalry game that you got to keep an eye out for. That's a big-time rivalry game. Can Hall get the upset against Keenwa? We will see. That's another big-time game right there. Lake Zurich, Warren Township. Lake Zurich rocking a 4-0. Warren Township, they got their swag back. They're winning. So this is going to be a big-time game. Coach McNulty, impressive ground game that they've had. So we will see again if Lake Zurich stacks the box. Can they pass against this Lake Zurich defense? That's going to be key for Warren Township. Lake Forest 3-1. They're playing Zion Benton. I think they're going to give a good shot to get to 4-1. Definitely a team to check out. Knoxville takes on Mercer County. Big battle for Mercer County. They got to bounce back. A 2-2 record. They take on a tough Knoxville team that's just absolutely crushing people. So definitely a game you got to keep an eye out for. All right, let's go down some more. Lamont Oak Forest. That's going to be another big time battle. Can Oak Forest get to 2-3 and give Lamont an upset? That'll be another game to check out for as well. Libertyville takes on Waukegan. Libertyville 2-2. Can he get the big win over Waukegan? We will see. Lincoln Way Central. We talk about some big time games in that southern suburban area. Lincoln Way East takes on Andrew. Can Andrew get the upset against the Lincoln Way East team? We will see. Another big time game that you got to keep an eye out for. Lincoln Way West 3-1 takes on Bolingbrook 3-1. Lincoln Way West big win over Lincoln Way Central. Bolingbrook big win over Homewood Flossmoor last week. We will see again with Lincoln Way West defenses. Can they stop that passing attack of the Raiders? Lockport takes on Bradley Bourbonnais. Bradley Bourbonnais lost to Lincoln Way East last week. Lockport Lockport lost to Sandburg. This is a big time battle. Those Southern Burb schools, we got some big battles. I'm telling you that right now. Taylorville takes on Mahmoud Seymour. Mahmoud Seymour rocking 3-1. The Cyclones, Taylorville 3-1. Big game. Can Taylorville bounce back after that tough loss last week to Mount Zion? So I feel something you got to check out for. MacArthur. Can MacArthur get the upset against Glenwood? We will see. I sort of see this as a last chance game for MacArthur, so we will see what happens. Lyle, Mantino. Can Mantino get to that 3-2 record against the Lyle team? That's a little bit. They've been on and off, and they've been mostly off these past weeks, so we will see what happens. All right, let's go down some more. St. Rita takes on Marmion Academy. Marmion Academy 2-2, taking on St. Rita 3-1. I think this is a great bounce back game for St. Rita. Mater Day takes on Macomb. Macomb 3-1. Unbelievable. And could you imagine Macomb with their two top players that they lost last year to transferring? How good Macomb would be. But Macomb is 3-1. They take on Mater Day 3-1. What a game. What a game. Be very interesting to see Trenton Zeep. That's a quarterback you got to keep an eye out for. He's a hell of a quarterback. Definitely a player to check out for. Moline takes on Rock Island. Can Moline get their second win of the season? That's going to be huge. Let's go on some more, shall we? Monmouth Roseville takes on Morrison. Morrison 4-0. They're looking good. This Morrison team is just, they're having one of those great seasons. So good to see. Big win over Princeton. So definitely if you can check out. Morris takes on the Cell Peru. Cell Peru is 3-1. Morris is 4-0. Again, Jacob Schwartz is killing it. Carter Budden, another quarterback you got to keep an eye out for. So we will see. Go down some more. Murfreesboro, another team 4-0. Check out Naperville Valley, Naperville Central. Big battle in Naperville. And again, for Naperville Valley, they got the big win last week over Naperville North. Naperville Central, 3-1 record. This is definitely going to be a big-time battle for the DuPage Valley Conference. Main Township takes on New Church. New Church, they got to do something. This is going to be a big-time challenge for them. Niles Notre Dame takes on Fenwick. Niles Notre Dame 2-2. Fenwick 3-1. Big win over St. Francis last week. We will see about Fenwick. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. I apologize. Fenwick. Marik Hill, a quarterback you got to keep an eye out for. Normal Community versus Bloomington. We talked about that. Stillman Valley, North Boone, Stillman Valley, 3-1, looking good. Especially the ground game. Definitely a thing you got to check out for. Let's go down some more. Olympia versus New Berlin. Battle 3-1 teams. Olympia, again, looking good. New Berlin. The New Berlin Pretzels. 3-1. Congratulations, guys. Definitely another big game you got to keep an eye out for in the Segmo Conference. Bryan versus Oregon. Can Oregon get the big time upset against Bryan? We will see. Oswego East takes on Manuka. Manuka 3-1, looking very strong. Can this Oswego East team score on this Manuka defense? We will see. Kaneland versus Ottawa, the battle of 2-2 teams. Another big time game you got to keep an eye out for, especially with Kaneland and Troy Carlson, their quarterback. Keep an eye out for him, by the way, as well. Pekin's 1-3. They're taking on a tough Moreland Potters team. Keep an eye out for those Moreland Potters. Merrill Forsyth, I think that's going to be the W. Oswego, Plainfield North. Oswego 4-0, Plainfield North 1-3. Student playing the teacher, as Coach Cooney of Oswego takes on a tough Plainfield North team that 1-3. We will see what happens. It's going to be an interesting game. Definitely a game you got to check it out for. Prospect Rolling Meadows. Rolling Meadows looked pretty good in the beginning, but they've been faltering. Prospect looking good. They have a great young quarterback. Monticello takes on Pontiac. Monticello 2-2. Bloomington Central Catholic takes on, I forgot the team that they take on. Let's see if it's down here. Wilmington takes on Reed Custer. That's always a big time rivalry game in the old Interstate 8. Now the Illinois Central 8, whatever it's called now. Again, this Wilmington team is just too strong. I just don't see any other team stopping them in the Interstate in the 8. I mean, they're just that damn good, this Wildcats team. I'm telling you that right now. Rockford Auburn takes on Boylan. Boylan Catholic, Rockford Boylan. And again, Rockford Auburn looks great. DuPage, the running back, he's a beast. So definitely if you can check out. Ridgewood takes on Seneca. Seneca 4-0. Ridgewood 3-1. Wow. This is going to be a big-time game. You definitely must keep an eye out for. Ridgewood, Rodriguez, their quarterback, Jaden Rodriguez, is having a hell of a season. Seneca, unbelievable ground game and great defense. This is going to be a big-time game that you must keep an eye out for. Yeah, so let's go down some more. Grant 2-2. They got a good shot to get in 3-2. They're taking on Round Lake. Sacred Heart Griffin, Springfield, got to get that W. Salem, the Salem Wildcats take on Roxana Shells. Roxana Shells, 4-0. Let me repeat that again. The Roxana Shells are 4-0. Big shout out to them. This is going to be a big time battle. And again, for Roxana, stop green. Sandwich takes on Johnsburg. Johnsburg 2-2. Sandwich 3-1. Can they bounce back and get the big win after a tough loss to Richmond Burden? St. Charles North takes on Wheaton Warrenville South. That's a tough one right there because both teams are 2-2. Wheaton Warrenville South is playing their homecoming game. Wow. This is going to be an interesting game. 2-2. Like I said, that week 5 craziness that could happen. So keep an eye out for that. Wheaton Cammy's got a great chance to bounce back. St. Francis takes on Julia Catholic. Julia Catholic 3-1. St. Francis 2-2. Ooh, that schedule's hitting. That new schedule for St. Francis ain't hitting right. That's going to be a tough one. This game's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a battle. So definitely a game to keep an eye out for. Nazareth takes on St. Ignatius. Can Nazareth get their first win of this season? If they want a shot at the playoffs, they got to win this game. And St. Ignatius, that team, they did some big wins. Big win last week over Marist. Can St. Ignatius go into Nazareth and hand them their 5th loss? We will see. I'm sorry, it was Carterville. Carterville's taking on St. Joseph Ogden. St. Joseph Ogden 4-0. Carterville 4-0. What a big time battle in Central Illinois. I'm sorry, Southern Illinois because it's at Carterville. Definitely. Big ups I apologize for St. Joseph Ogden scheduling that game. St. Viator takes on Brother Rice. St. Viator 3-1. Brother Rice 2-2. Can their defense bounce back for Brother Rice? Stag takes on Homer Flossmoor. Stag's 3-1. Can they bounce back and get a win over a team that lost last week, we will see. That's going to be a big-time game right there. Another battle in the Southern Burbs. Princeton takes on Sterling. Wow. Princeton 3-1. Takes on a tough Sterling team. That's a big matchup to look out for. Stevenson takes on Mundelein. Stevenson, two losses. They need to bounce back. They need that win quick as possible. And Mundelein is a tough team. Sycamore takes on Rochelle. Sycamore and Rochelle. That's a good game. And again, the Sycamore team, a lot of people are not talking about, but keep an eye out for Sycamore Spartans. Bloomington Central Catholic takes on Toledo Unity. Bloomington Central Catholic 4-0. Toledo Unity 3-1. Bloomington Central Catholic is the real deal, people. And again, they're 2A. They're 2A. Just keep that in mind. They could do some damage when they get into the playoffs. I'm telling you that right now. But this is a big-time battle to watch out for. Right. Shelbyville versus Warrensburg-Lapham. Interesting game right there. Wakanda takes on Grays Lake Central. They got a big win last week, Grays Lake Central. Wakanda is now 3-1. West Aurora, Yorkville, big rivalry game. West Aurora, hey, great story, 4-0. They're taking on a Yorkville team that's a little bit, they don't know where they are yet. So they're 2-2, so definitely a game to check out. West Chicago, 2-2, takes on Elgin. Can West Chicago get to over 300? We will see. This is going to be a big-time battle, no doubt about it. All right. Let's go down. Let's go down. Westville takes on Oakwood. Sorry, different Oakwood. Apologize. That's another big small school battle. Willowbrook, Hinsdale South. Willowbrook, 2-2. Loses to DGS last week. Can Willowbrook survive and get the W against the team that they're supposed to beat? We will see. So, Willowbrook, come on. Let's go. And again, Hinsdale South, Nathan Fundator. He's a hell of a player you got to keep an eye out for. Breeze Central's looking good. Wood Rivers might get their 5th loss. Just absolute crazy. Up and down every year. Woodstock, Marion Central Catholic takes on Christ the King at Christ the King. And Marion Central Catholic's got a good shot to getting to 3-2. We will see. Can Christ the King get the upset? Marion Central Catholic has been upset numerous times, so we will see. Woodstock North takes on Woodstock in the battle of the big rivalry game for Woodstock. Again, Woodstock 0-4, Woodstock North 1-3. Definitely a game you must keep an eye out for. Barrington versus Friend. I think Barrington is going to get that W against the tough Friend team. Brennan Sachs, he's having a great game. Lawrenceville versus Casey Westfield. A battle of 2 4-0s. Casey Westfield looking unbelievable this season. Lawrenceville, you talk about an epic matchup. That's an epic matchup. East St. Louis versus O'Fallon. The battles of 2-2. And as always, East St. Louis, they have an out-of-state record the first 3 games or 2 games. And they come in with a losing record, and they start whipping ass in the upcoming weeks. So definitely a game to check out. Kenwood versus Hyde Park, 2-2s. I really do see Kenwood getting to that 3-2 record in this week against Hyde Park. Juliet West 3-1 takes on Juliet Central. Juliet West has got a great shot to get to 4-1. Congratulations on that. Let's go down. St. Lawrence against Leo. Can Leo get to 3-2? Can he get the upset against St. Lawrence? We will see. St. Patrick versus Lyle. I think Lyle's got that one in the bag. Payton versus North Lawndale. The battle of 2 and 4-0 teams. Definitely a game you got to check out. Lena Winslow takes on St. Teresa. What would have been an epic matchup. Doesn't look so much doesn't look that much now. Trying to look. Sen versus Lincoln Park. Lincoln Park rocking 4-0. Sen 4-0. What a game. Keep an eye out for that game. So that is it. Leroy versus Red Hill. Leroy is at 4-0. They're killing it in that small school spot. Definitely a thing to game to check out as well. So that is it. Week 5. Oh, my mind. Week 5. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Deep Dish Football Live is at 6 p.m. Wednesday. Breakfast with Coach Big Pete, Saturday, 9 a.m. DuPage Run Shoot show. New episode comes out Thursday night with my co-host Patrick Codo. Make sure you follow DuPage Run Shoot show on Twitter and Facebook. Again, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. This is the last week that I do the St. Jude's thing, but please donate to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. They do a wonderful job. They help families that can't afford treatment. St. Jude's Children's Hospital. You'll see the link on the bottom. You see the yellow ribbons, but it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month in September. Make sure you check it out. And again, as always, for the love of everything holy, please send your stats. Please, players, parents, coaches, fans, send those stats, and I need those stats, especially nominations for my Friday night awards. I need them by midnight Saturday. And for my Sunday conclusion article, I need them by midnight Sunday, Saturday. Sunday, last time I said Saturday. Midnight for Saturday for the player award nominations. For Sunday conclusion article, Sunday midnight. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. All right. And that is it. And again, no AP polls. The AP polls, not AP polls. Deep Dish Football polls. They're in the garbage. They're done. It's dead. They're dead. I hate polls. I'm happy not to do them anymore. Thank you guys so much for joining. And again, follow Coach Big P and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I will see you on Deep Dish Football Live, 6 p.m.